last week decided against the Bloc'S participating in the establishment of a special tribunal for the Gambia. After thorough discussions, the Joint Committee of the Parliament voiced significant concerns about the potential repercussions of such involvement by Ecowas. Despite the strong arguments from the 5 Gambian lawmakers at the Parliament who were supportive of the document's passage, the majority of the parliamentarians argue that Ecowas cannot be a referee and a player, noting that its role would be compromised should anything go wrong in the Gambia. Let's have more details of that in this report by Khadija Tijalo.
In a decisive plenary session, the Parliament of the Economic Community of the West African States, Ecowas, has delivered an unfavorable opinion on the proposed establishment of a special criminal court for the Gambia. The Parliament overtly followed the recommendations of a temporary coalition commission which advised against Ecowas' involvement in the creation and operation of the court. The report was presented by the Joint Committee, co-chaired by the President of the Committee on Legal Affairs and Human Rights, Jeremy Adumahu, and his colleague from the Committee on Political Affairs, Peace and Security, Malvin Snow Jr. The proposed special court aimed to address serious human rights violations and crimes committed in the Gambia between 1994 and 2017, a period that coincides with the rule of former President Yahya Jammeh. In his submission, the Nigerian Parliament representative Ahmadu Idris emphasized that it would present a significant contradiction for Ecowas to establish a committee or tribunal in any country. He advocates for the Ecowas committee to permit the Gambia to operate in accordance with the Gambian law.
It is in line of this that is, as guaranteed in the Abadi Constitution, it would be a serious contradiction for Ecowas to go and set up a committee or a tribunal in any country. That may be a recipe for impunity, and I think it should not be allowed. And I don't want us to be derailed by the focus, and in line with the order of office also to uphold, to do justice and maintain fairness. I want to beg Madam Speaker and respected colleagues that we should discard the request from the Ecowas Commission and do the right thing, and the right thing is to allow Gambia, if they want to do whatever they want to do and want to treat that in line with their laws. It is only when they are floating their laws that Ecowas Commission will now come to say, okay, no, this is not the way to go about it, so that we do not have exacerbation or disintegration. I think this is what we are supposed to be doing. We are not supposed to be leaders, but we are what we are collaborators in the exercise of our various functions.
Another Ecowas member stressed to the committee that Ecowas should refrain from establishing a committee to investigate matters in the Gambia. The parliamentarian highlighted that the Gambia is an independent country with its own president and security apparatus governing its affairs, urging for the country's autonomy to be respected.
Today, we come in and we talk of establishing, not supporting them to establish, not encouraging them to establish, not discussing with them how to establish and what to consider, but rather to establish it ourselves. No, it wouldn't be good for us. When there's anything that comes up, then we will not be able to intervene. So I will plead that just as the committee has said, we should stay out of forming a committee that should go and look at the issues in Gambia. We shouldn't forget that Gambia is still a country that has a president, the security, and all those people are still there. They are still ruling the country, and they are forging ahead. So what are we saying? Are we going to take the powers from them and form the committee in order to deal with the issues? Or what are we talking about? So, Madam Speaker, for me, let us allow Gambia itself to look at the issues and to ensure that the right thing is done. They may consult individual countries when they want to talk to stakeholders or interested parties or even individuals. But we should not be those that will establish such a committee.
After years of inaction and minimal efforts to hold perpetrators of crimes under Yahya Jammeh accountable, the Ecowas Parliament's rejection of the proposed special criminal court presents a significant setback for the Gambia's flattering attempts to implement the recommendation of the TRRC. This decision is said to be undermines the country's fragile progress towards justice and reconciliation, casting doubt on the effectiveness of its transitional justice mechanisms and the government's commitment to addressing past human rights abuses. For African News,